everybody. Happy Thursday night, late night. We are burning the midnight oil here on Thursday, April 6th, 2023. Welcome to the studentloanjustice.org live stream. My name is Alan Collins. I'm just going to get right into it tonight. We have a very special guest who comes to us from Phoenix, Arizona, not quite all the way to Tacoma. Sorry that we're late tonight. It took the internet a little while to snake its way out of the desert of Phoenix, but we are here tonight with Christina Winton. And let me just tell you just a couple of things about Christina. She's one of the longtime hardest working members of the student loan justice universe. You all, particularly if you're new to the group, you really owe Christina Winton a debt of gratitude. And here's just one example, and I'm going to share my screen here. We had maybe one of our more popular articles that we were featured in this past year came out in the New York Post, and hopefully you can see it now. Yeah, there it is right there. This is the New York Post, and this was like maybe not a front page thing. I'm not sure how it appeared in the print edition, but it was all about, and I don't know if you noticed my shirt or not, but I'm wearing my Slexit shirt today. So if you can see that, student loan exit, kind of like Brexit anyways. But no, this article was all about people who refuse to pay back their loans. And I know that sounds like a radical thing, like this is a super controversial group and stuff like that. I'm here to tell you that most people, 60% of all borrowers, had stopped paying on their loans even before the pandemic. So it's not quite as controversial as you might think, but I will say it takes a lot of guts to do an interview like this that Christina did, also Nicholas in Utah. I think Nicholas actually got a couple death threats out of this. So anyways, we'll have to talk to Christina about that, but welcome, Christina. How's it going out there? I'm going to bring you on right now as soon as I kill this screen. There you are. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Good. How's Arizona treating you?
Oh, God, it's wonderful. It's
Fantastic.
warm now. It's not hot yet, so you can walk outside, get a nice breeze, feel a little cool. Everything's blooming. Allergies are going crazy.
I love the spring bloom in the desert. I just have to say, I spent a lot of time in California, and I went to Joshua Tree. I think I went out to Arizona for a couple spring blooms as well. So I actually envy you. It was 8 degrees here in Wisconsin this morning. It's going to be 8 degrees again tomorrow morning. And
Ooh.
So I think I'd probably rather be where you are than where I am. So
come on out.
I don't know why our background is like pro-Ukraine. I just want to let everybody on the group out there know we're a fiercely nonpartisan group. We take no positions on any issues, including Ukraine. So whatever your political stripes may be, you're very, very welcome here. We don't ask people about their political affiliations. We kind of hate both parties, quite frankly. So if you're watching us for the first time, don't be put off by that's like something that Restream does with their banner. But so yeah, Christina, what's going on in Arizona? I also wanted to bring up a quick little point of fact about the state of Arizona. It turns out that, and let me just share this. It turns out that the people of Arizona owe nearly as much as the entire state budget in mostly federal student loan debt. So, you wonder what happened to the red wave in Arizona. Well, I'm here to tell you that about half, in fact, slightly more than half of student loan borrowers across the country identify politically as being either Republican or independent. That's true. And I'm very happy to send you a research paper that bears that out. So yeah, what's going on in Arizona, Lisa? What's the lay of the land there? And have you noticed a lot of old people with student loans? That's another question I have.
Yep. I don't know if you can see the whiteboard, but I wrote, can you read it?
It's actually reversed to me.
Oh no. I wrote monstrous amount of student loan debt.
Maybe I can reverse my screen and maybe we can make that normal for you? Let's just see.
Yeah, I was trying to make it nice and presentational
Oh
here.
no, it just reversed my stream. So now we're both
Oh,
reversed. So everyone, just
aw.
put this live stream in a mirror tonight. If you want to
Yeah,
watch it.
we're having fun with it. So, what's happening in Arizona, your statistics are pretty accurate. I would say there's more student loan borrowers that are over the age of 35 than under 35. So, this is no longer a young person's problem. It's not a recent graduate's problem. And I would say that it is rapidly climbing to 50 or over. I've been hearing a number of stories. I can share a couple of these real quick,
Sure.
Alan. We have one of my sons, he's 11 years old now. He tells everybody about student loan justice, and he tells everyone about how we're fighting for our bankruptcy rights to be restored and our
Good.
other borrower rights to be restored. And then he explains why. He's 11 years old, and he drew his Godzilla here to illustrate just how monstrous this debt really is. Um, and he is so good at talking to people about this problem that one of his special needs student teachers gave me a call about a month or two ago, I think it was, Alan,
Yeah.
and she shared her story. She told me she has now taken out, she earned a bachelor's degree and 2 master's degree, including her certifications in special education credentialing. And that's what she was required and mandated to do in the state of Arizona in order to be able to teach our children. And she works and lives in a Title I funded school system, and she owes $142,000 in debt. It's a
Yeah.
monstrous amount.
The teachers are being hit particularly hard. I don't think you can even teach these days without a master's degree or two.
They slip by with a bachelor's degree, but the undergraduate degree alone is costing these teachers at least 50,000 or more.
Right.
And then another story I was going to share today. We recently we had a lady that works with me in public service. She served 50 years with the state of Arizona.
Wow.
She retired in January. She passed away this month.
Oh, geez. Sorry to hear that.
She worked that long, and she did tell me in confidence that she had to work. She felt like she had to work a long time because she took out student loan debt for her children and grandchildren,
Oh,
and she discovered she could not pay off those debts. She was like in her 80s or 90s when she passed away.
oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that. For
And
the
my teenager added this illustration. It's a joke. He said the whole system is now a joke. He put a little joker up there with a Naruto headband.
Oh, I
So,
love it. You
so that was
know,
his contribution.
I will just say great minds think alike, because just an hour or two ago, I put up this tweet. Let me see if I can find it for you quickly.
Okay.
I just put up this, I just made this graphic like not even an hour and a half ago. Let me just dial it in for you. Do one more quick share. Just all right there. So, well, good. I'm so glad to see that it's not just me, but also unrelated young people are starting to see this as I do. Oh, fantastic. So you've got some artists in the family, huh?
Yep. The entire family.
Wow. Yeah, and people with, I'm just gonna, forewarned is forearmed. We have a lot of people with art degrees in our little group here. We have lawyers, doctors, dentists, chiropractors, you name it. But we seem to have quite a few people who went to liberal arts colleges. Also quite a few artists out there. It's hard to get a good paying gig as an artist, I know. And by the way, we love our artists here on studentloanjustice.org. If you come up with some awesome art, the chances are we would love to use it. And even sometimes we try and get our members to donate to support our artists. So just
Wow.
throwing that out there. You're not going to get rich, trust me on that.
No,
But
but every little bit counts, especially when you're an artist. So I got my undergraduate, my bachelor's degree in theater. I had a double minor in writing and sociology, so social sciences. And then I earned my MBA, and I was a working artist for years. My parents were advertising artists. That's how I started my life. And I worked in theater, film, mostly independent film, student film, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Did a lot of performance art, installation art, and a lot of social statement art.
Good. Well, this is
Yeah.
exactly the right place to be because, art can change the world. I'm an engineer and there's only so much that I can do. I can talk and talk this problem to death. But I think good artists can accomplish way more quickly than a million words that I could ever type. So, um, so one thing I wanted to ask you about. So that New York Daily Post article, I think it came out 4 or 5 months ago, 6 months ago, maybe. Um,
Yes.
did you suffer any blowback from that? Did you suffer any negative consequences as a result of speaking out?
Surprisingly, I did not. You mentioned Nicholas. He was also in that article. He did write me, and he mentioned that he was getting death threats as well, and he got the brunt of it. I don't know if I'm just that kind of person that just tunes out the noise and ignores the naysayers. That might have more to do with it, or maybe it's because I was wearing the jean jacket, and I had that stance, and I had my arms folded,
Right.
and I was wearing a Transformer Autobot, belt, if anybody noticed it in the picture. Maybe that intimidated some of these, people, and they didn't want to threaten me, but
Yeah, you never know. There's always a few weirdos out there, but I will say, I've been doing this for 18 years now, and I've been featured on all the big shows, and I've done Fox News many times. All this stuff, I've gone into the lion's den many, many times, and yeah, I've had a few threats here and there, but none of them are serious. All of them are just bored people on the internet that are like, and they find my phone number, and the people are not serious.
yeah.
So I think people shouldn't be afraid to speak out about this. In my humble opinion, I think it's the number one thing that's holding us back is people out there who are not fighting for themselves. And, they buy into all the bullshit rhetoric, pardon my French, that the other side throws against the wall. They think of us as a bunch of blue-haired liberals and so on and so forth. And I'm just here to tell you, there's nothing further could be from the truth. Nothing could be further from the truth. As you mentioned earlier, this is more of a senior's issue than a
Mhm.
young person's issue. People over the age of 50 outnumber people under the age of 25 with student loans.
That's
And
correct.
so to all the over 35, over 50-year-olds out there, and that's frankly, I think that's most of our audience, um,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to speak out. Christina has gone into the lion's den and she's still fighting. And I don't know, hopefully you'd agree with me, Christina. Don't you think it feels good to fight this fight?
It not only feels good, it feels freeing. And I personally would love to have more threats, and I'd like to get more feathers ruffled because I think then we're getting closer to getting action.
I
The
couldn't agree with you
inciting
more.
riot, well, not literal riot, but but an emotional riot from these people. Maybe it can get them to start questioning everything and start looking deep into the matter and read our information, look at our facts, and finally decide they're going to turn a page and change things for the better and fight with us.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And I'd only add that all we do on this group is tell the truth. The older people outnumber younger people with student loans. The worst hurt states are typically red states. Like, I don't know about Arizona. I think most people think of that as a pretty red state. Well, I'm here to tell you that Arizona is being wrecked worse than average. Let's just say probably actually quite a lot worse than average by these loans. And just because of the senior issue, how this is more an older person's problem than a younger person's problem, the people of Arizona are being hurt far worse than average. And I could say the same thing for Florida and frankly the entire South.
Oh, wow.
but people really need to number one, I would say it starts with Congress. Congress caused this problem, and that sort of segues into my next question. What's going on with the politics there? What kind of success have you had with Senator Sinema and the Mark Kelly, the new guy, and how are the congressmen there, and just kind of what's the lay of the land?
Well, Senator Kelly is and his staff seem to be very responsive. They met, as you know, one of their aides met with us. Was that 3 months now? 3
That
months
was
ago?
about a couple of months, yeah,
Couple
2-3
months ago?
months.
Okay. And I know that Senator Kelly is really trying to make a push to remove all interest from student loan debt. And so we were able to hook them a little bit there and schedule a meeting because I was able to tell them that I really appreciated the fact that they were taking steps to handle the situation and try to get it back to what it should have been in 1965 with removing interest. However, we needed to bring it to their attention that this situation is too big now for that, because a lot of people's loans have had their principal and interest combined to higher principal balances, and records have been lost by the lenders, by Department of Education. So it would be nearly impossible for Senator Kelly's team to distinguish between what's interest and what's principal in most people's cases. And the older the loan, the worse it'll be. So we talked to them about restoring rights and bringing back our borrower protections. And the only thing I didn't like about our meeting, Alan, is they wanted to do the let's wait until July. Let's wait and
Right.
see.
Wait and
And we
see.
were urging
That's
them, right? We were urging them not to take that stance because this is not a matter that can wait any longer. Senator Sinema's a lot trickier. There's some change that's going on in Senator Sinema's life as a politician. She was running as Democrat, she was voted as Democrat, but she recently switched to independent. And
right.
as you have mentioned in the past, and Alan, you can correct me if I'm wrong, there are more people with student loan justice and with loans in general that are independent and Republican than Democrat at this point.
That's absolutely
So,
correct. Yep.
yep. So I did mention that to Senator Sinema's office. They have agreed to meet with you and myself and a couple of others, I believe, are going to join us April 28th. The only problem I'm having is they're going to give us 15 minutes. That's not very much time. And we're having difficulty nailing down an exact time. I'm not sure why they keep sending us Zooms with no time on it. I think they're hoping that we just miss their meeting and we missed the
Right.
window. Oh, so sorry, we tried.
And
So that's
just
causing some stress.
maybe to all the maybe newer members out there, if you haven't tried to contact your representatives, your senators, it can be tricky. But the thing to remember, and chances are you're over 35 years old if you're watching this video, the guys in congressional offices, the people staffing those phones, they tend to be kids in the like 20 something kids who are maybe a few years out of college. Maybe they're 25, 27, somewhere in there. And you have to be firm with them and you have to really nail them down. And what I like to say is the media can be a great backup for us. So yes, get meetings with your senators. By the way, we're urging all of our members to get us into a meeting with both of your senators and your House rep. It can be tricky to do, but what I've found is that if you can convince a reporter in your local area to do a story about the student loan problem, and we can help you with that, by the way. Just go to Student Loan Justice and message me. We can help you wherever you may be. Reach out to reporters and get stories going. That pushes Congress strongly. Like, I could tell many stories, but the media should be our friend on this. And we've got people with very compelling stories in every major newspaper area, every media market that there is. We have people with very compelling stories who are willing to be interviewed. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to getting out west. One other thing for our members, we're getting a new student loan justice van. You can see the ticker below me. We still need to raise a tiny bit of money for it, but I would love to come out west and see you, Christina, in Arizona, hang out, see what's going on there. Do something very strong. Maybe go to California. I'd like to hit Texas. We have to go to Iowa, but it should be a fun trip, and I want to make a nice western swing. So we'll have to talk about that offline.
Absolutely. But I will let you know online, I've got the fire pit ready. I've got more student loan
Oh,
copies of student loan paperwork ready to go and burn over our s'mores.
I
More
totally forgot to even
hot
I totally forgot to mention that for the audience. I think probably our most viral tweet that we've done, certainly in many months, it was Christina and her family burning their student loan papers in a fire pit. And I can't remember the song. Anyways, it was a very appropriate song in the background. Anyways,
Forgot the song too, but my teenager picked it. He knows how to nail it.
yeah.
He's a
And
pretty
like
good
I said, we
professional.
love art, ladies and gentlemen. Visuals. If you can make a video of yourself burning your student loan papers, or shooting them in the air with on a bottle rocket or something like that. We love that stuff. It's fun. It's engaging. It kind of makes what could be a really heavy issue a little lighter. And other people, I would also say out there, I would ask you, Christina, do you have any advice for people out there who are kind of weighing their options on, whether they should resume paying if and when they turn the loans back on, or, just any sort of words of encouragement?
Well, Alan, first thing I would do is take your own words right out of your mouth and put it into mine and put it out there. Bulletproof yourself as best you can. Okay. I do not plan on paying my loans. I'm a public servant. I've worked for qualifying employers now over 14 years, and I'm getting hit with all of the problems that public servants are getting with having my payment history lost, paperwork lost, denying me on technicalities, having me resubmit paperwork. It is literally a joke like this. And my way of bulletproofing myself is I am throwing my documentation at Public Service Loan Forgiveness and the lender. I'm trying to force them to be held accountable. I'm telling them that I will not pay until they correct all of their wrongs, and they give me credit for every single month and every year that I've served, and they forgive my loan. And boy, they can't shake me. They're hoping I just give up and drop out, and I'm not. So that's part of how I'm doing it. So fight. Look for people to help you fight, whether you're a public servant, you were a former public servant, and even if you serve 2 years, 5 years, it doesn't matter. Try to find somebody. You can find somebody in our group. You can find neighbors, friends, anybody that can help you put together the paperwork. Get it in there. Same thing with income-driven repayments. If you're already in default, this is an unpopular opinion, but I think Alan would agree with me. Do not get them, what's the word they're using now?
Rehabilitated.
Do not get them rehabilitated. Keep them in default until they come up with something that's going to guarantee retroactively that they're going to give you credit for your prior service, either as a police officer, fire person, EMT, nonprofit, public servant, teacher, or even just a regular worker, and all of your payments are counted. And if they can, and then they remove all that interest and fees and everything else, if they can't guarantee that, do not do that. Do not allow them to refurbish your defaulted loans. It's already gone, it's already out there. And I am, Alan, letting you know that I'm getting letters ready to send out to every credit union, every bank, every lender, the Department of Education, um, the White House. I'm gonna want everybody to send letters, and it doesn't have to be paper, but if we happen to send a lot of papers to all of these institutions, and Department of Education and the White House, and they get so much paper that it overloads them, good. We want that. We need to tell them, hey, These loans are unconstitutional and therefore they are illegal. You need to stop offering them. You need to remove it off the FAFSA as an option. You need to not have any private loans issued to pay for a dime of student loan debt, and start talking to current students. Tell them, don't borrow, don't take a penny of loans, and then hold the schools accountable. Apply for borrower defense if you feel like your school, excuse my expression, screwed you over. And then remind them that we need our rights restored. Always bring that up. That's my advice I can give.
And
That's
to those of you out there, just a couple of facts to back up what you said. All of the income-driven repayment programs are cruel jokes, and 30, if not 40 years of nearly 40 years of history, well, 30 years for sure, nearly 30 years of history have proven that the success rate for all of those income-driven repayment plans are in the like single percentile, like 1% or less. I think for public service, it may be as high as like 9% success rate now. But think about that.
I would say if they, with the temporary loan forgiveness, Alan, it's back to 1%. I don't know if you can see me verbal there.
It's all backwards to me.
That's horrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the point is the overwhelming majority of everyone who tries for the IDRs gets kicked out of them or gets denied for one reason or another, because we're dealing with an unfair lending system. It's a lending beast. And in my humble opinion, nobody, whether you want to do public service or not, or whoever you are, no matter what your situation is, it is not only probably unwise, but it's definitely unpatriotic to pay any more of your money into this lending scam. This thing is a beast. And just for the third time tonight, 60% of all student loan borrowers were not paying on their loans even before the pandemic. So whenever they try and turn these loans back on, I would be stunned if even 20% of the people resume paying. And I think it'll go down precipitously after that, because we've had 3 years of no paying. Inflation has come up. Wages haven't risen. I think 85% or so of everyone is not going to pay. So if you ever do pay on your student loans again, you're probably going to be in the very small minority of borrowers. And in my humble opinion, it makes no sense to feed this beast. So don't feel bad if you do pay, but heed Christina's words about bulletproofing yourself. You never know which way this is going to go. We've got to be forearmed. And so whatever bulletproofing yourself means to you, probably want to think about that. Oh, geez, we're at 30 minutes now. Holy cow. Okay, well, I will wrap it up. I'll just ask you, Christina, is there anything, any last words you'd like to impart to our guests?
Yes, I would just like to offer myself out there to every single person that's joined Student Loan Justice, to reach out to myself or to our active members if they need help becoming more active. There's a chance that there's some people that really don't know how to open up a Twitter account, or they have a Twitter account. They need help with finding us on Twitter and doing our daily actions. Alan, I know you're a busy person.
Daily actions right there. Daily actions. Do our daily actions.
Yeah, you're a busy person. So I want to invite our members to reach out to me and to other people so you can keep doing what you do, because you do it very well. And, I'll help out and try to hold people's hands a little bit, get them more active, get them going. We help each other all the time. It took forever. Alan, I'm ashamed to admit this, but it took me 8 months to get on Twitter. I had no idea how to do it. Somebody showed me. Amina Beck. Thank you, Amina. Shout out to you. She led a little lesson for a bunch of us, and boy, are we kicking butt on Twitter now. A couple of hundreds of us.
Yeah, we seem to really be gaining a lot of steam. I know a lot of people. The one thing holding us back is just people fighting this fight. This is a working, fighting group, ladies and gentlemen. You got to pull your own weight in this group. You can't sit back and watch other people fight the battle for you, because it just doesn't work out that way. So, Christina, I just want to thank you for leading by example and being a living, breathing example of how it feels good to fight this fight. And you don't ask anyone else to do your stuff for you. You do it on your own. And that's what we need. That's the spirit that this group is all about. And
Yeah.
I hope that you can get that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you,
Alan.
Christina. Yeah, thank you very much. We'll have to do this. We'll have to do this again soon.
Absolutely.
I'll
be delighted to be a guest anytime you need me.
For sure. And we can figure out the technical stuff next time.
That was a lesson today, wasn't it?
It was a trial by fire. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll be back tomorrow. Just rewind this if there's anything you missed. You can always go to our website and see our daily actions. You can join our state chapter. And maybe the last thing, I will do one more last plug to pitch into our GoFundMe to help out with the van. But thank you, Christina. Thanks, everybody. And
Alan, one thing. Do you want to read any of the comments?
Oh, shoot. That's right. I totally forgot.
Yeah, I want you to do that. We're getting a lot of comments.
That's a good point. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's extend this a few minutes, shall we? Yes, I was lagging on the comments.
That's right. I totally forgot.
Yeah, I want you.
I'm just so distracted. It's so rare that I have a guest on my live streams. I kind of forget everything goes out the window. Let me see here. Okay, good. So Gordon Wayne Watts is with us tonight.
Lagging on the comments. That's right. I totally forgot.
Yeah, I want.
And I don't know if we'll be able to get through all the comments, but hey, Gordon says, you made it, Christina. Thanks again for letting me visit as guest last Thursday. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Gordon was on last week. That's true. He was actually, I think, one of the first guests. And Gordon was able to get a question in a town hall to Representative Darren Soto of a Democrat in Florida on April 6th. That was today. Good for you, Gordon. I'm going to leave that video for others to watch, and I'll check it out as soon as I'm done here on the live stream. Hey, Lisa Ansel is with us from Los Angeles today. Hey, Lisa. Lisa says, Christina, thank you for your activism. Gordon says, two's company and three's crowd. No, probably not tonight, Gordon. We're just about to wrap this up here. But Lisa also says, really appreciate you starting a bit later, Christina. I didn't want to miss you. That's true. Lisa had aerobics and stuff she had going on. So this works out well for Lisa. Good on you, Gordon, for getting the town hall done. And also Lisa wants to thank you, Christina, for being an inspiration to all of us and for stepping in to this role with grace, dignity, and tenacity. I agree. So you all know, our last Arizona State chapter leader, she was a truck driver from, I think, Mesa. Unfortunately, she passed away. And so Christina was thrown into this from COVID, actually. She was in Guatemala. So Christina was kind of thrown into this. And, I think Christina would agree. We're all sort of accidental activists here, guys. We didn't ask for this fight. This fight was put on us. So thank you for that, Christine. So I just hope that, particularly if you're new to the group, you can tell that we all sort of have each other's backs on this group. You're very welcome here. We don't care about your politics. I say the more wide variety we have is the better. And like many people, like Gordon is a fierce conservative, I happen to know. But I can't speak. I'm not going to speak for other people. Oh, Leslie Fishman is also with us here tonight. Hey, Leslie. So we need your help, ladies and gentlemen. This is a working fighting group. Learn from Christina's awesome example. Rewind this video if you have any questions. Sorry for going so long tonight. We'll try and be a little more snappy next time. But thanks again, Christina. Thanks to everybody out there. We'll be back tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for everyone working with us to fight this cause. Yep.
Hear, hear. God bless everyone. See you soon.